Previously on UnofficialZoomer.
Well, I just finished watching the event, and Gotham Knights was indeed there, and the game is releasing earlier, so instead of the 25th of October, it's now the 21st. I guess the team is somehow extra ready now. Extra ready now. Extra ready now.
Worse than Avengers.
Damn!
AAA gaming. High expectations. High anticipations.
What?
Warner Brothers. How can I say this? You
done fucked it up!
What's up with a lot of anticipated / ambitious games? Why do they end up under-delivering? Or in other cases, delivering what was already disappointing?
Why you bullying me?
Is it the pressure from higher management? Is it the disconnect from the fan base?
They need to be dirty, they need to be gritty. How do we fit that in?
Joe, did you hear this motherfucker?
Or is it just for the sake of a quick cash grab? Gotham Knights. My hopes were already low, but I was optimistic. On October 21st, my optimism was not optimistic.
Bro, what are you talking?
Look, I'm fully aware that this isn't an Arkham Knight game. It definitely isn't. The combat alone makes you feel like Avengers in the DC universe. Comparing this to Arkham Knight, it's inevitable. Like, come on. When I realized that a counter mechanic wasn't gonna be a thing in Gotham Knights, okay, I wasn't too worried, but I wasn't looking forward to that either. Like, I just thought they could pull a Spider-Man 2018 and make the counterless combat fun somehow. No. We've got a light attack, heavy attack for more numbers, ranged, heavy, ranged. I guess it kinda makes sense. All of them were trained by the same legend, so as a result, they play pretty much identical to each other. Special moves are the only unique thing between all of them. So, it ended up being a very basic combat system. About the game giving an Avengers vibe, we've got enemy health bars, but we already knew that. We've got enemy levels, but we already knew that. Fortnite damage numbers, yeah, I guess we already knew that. What we didn't know, however, is that Gotham Knights is inspired. And not the obvious inspiration, but inspired by something completely different. At least it's what it looks like. Also, I think the inspiration died mid-development. The delays made things look very sus, since that didn't go far after all. So, it ended up having a very basic multiplayer element and a lot of loot. And do I even need to mention the enemy types here? All the same, except for those guys, larger with a guard break.
Increíble.
Like, I think we've seen pretty much every type of enemy here from the trailers. Like, this is it. But before launch, this is all that you're getting. Again, kinda hard not to compare this to Arkham Knight, where you have different enemy types, which you need to approach differently, using a different playstyle, with a different game plan. Also, why is this allowed now?
Bad things happen when you hurt a cop.
Take your hands off him! Police trust is out of the window now, after the death of Batman, I guess. And that UI, let me just tell you why it's the way it is. Okay. The UI designer from 2042 was hired to work on Gotham Knights. Just what the game needed. That was the cherry on top. Crafting in Gotham Knights makes Cyberpunk's crafting system look good. No, they're both trash, actually, I'm not gonna lie. After ending a night in Gotham, you can train.
I'm proud of you, Dick.
Talk with others.
Let's go back out there and stop Breeze before he kills anyone else.
Or you can craft. Nothing too deep here, just go with what's higher in terms of power level in order to be able to survive the next mission. That is simple and all, but in order to get the required currency to craft, you gotta go through a little bit of a grind, completing dull side missions or crimes or whatever. That definitely wouldn't have been a problem if the world wasn't inspired by the pandemic. Like, you would think with the lack of NPCs or cars, the game would at least give you a solid 60 frames a second. No. This is a $70 game. And this isn't an indie company. And this isn't on last-gen machines. So it shouldn't be held back by anything, you know? And is therefore using all the horsepower of current-gen machines.
What?
Bro,
what are you...
we are just getting started with this next-gen BS.
Why isn't it possible? It's just not. Why not, you stupid bastard?
Again, a comparison with a 2015 game looks like... And this, on the other hand, looks like... I remember when developers actually put a ton of effort into their games. Yes, there was a lot of bugs here and there, but it was a different era. From characters, to stories, to different unique ideas. But let's not talk about the past now, since this is the released now, patch later age. I couldn't get myself to finish the main story of Gotham Knights. It was just a lot of go beat up those guys in different locations on the map in order to make progress in the story. All I'm gonna say is, I guess the team was somehow extra out of touch with what made previous quote-unquote unrelated Arkham games special. I guess, again, I was being delusional, thinking that this would be a AAA quality game. Just as delusional as Mr. Freeze believing he can cure his wife. Okay, this is what I recommend doing right now.